This here is my water-cooled RTX 4090 from Zotac, and if you remember how that video went, yeah, it didn't go all too well. Now, I reached out to Alphacool in the meantime, and they have responded. And first of all, they told me that there has been no revision to this Waterblock. This is the original one. If you get a new one from the website, it's exactly this one. Nothing has changed. What they have also told me was that there are minuscule tolerances and differences from PCB to PCB. Basically, a GPU manufacturer can do what the hell he wants, and there is the possibility that some component is slightly higher, slightly lower, and all of a sudden the thermal pads are too thick, too thin, and stuff doesn't work anymore. And they do take that into account, and they are offering free thermal pad replacements for those people. I think that's an incredibly bad approach, to be honest. On one hand, sure, they need to do that. Absolutely, they need to do that. But my point is, if I'm buying this Waterblock, I'm slapping it on, I don't really have, or the usual user does not have the opportunity to test if it works, like with a weird-ass looking machine here, and then start to take it apart again and you know, switching thermal pads and whatnot. So he will put that thing into his system, and worst case scenario, he has hardline tubing, and yeah, good luck getting the GPU out at that point. So no, I don't think like giving out free replacements after the fact is a great idea. What they could do, and they should do in my opinion, is just include thinner pads by default. That's like, yeah, just include thinner pads. And you could rewrite the manual as in, install the thinner pads, try it out, put it together, take it apart again, and see if there is a good impression on the thinner thermal pad. If every thinner thermal pad has a good impression on it from the chip or from whatever it is touching, then you already know that using the thicker pad is a bad idea, because it will just like push things apart. So that's their response. As I said, in my opinion, just include the thinner pads by default. Now, as for us today, is not use the replacement pads. I don't want to use the replacement pads anymore. But what I do have is this box of 8 AIRO's thermal pads I bought off Amazon, which has 3 different thicknesses. We got 0.5 millimeters, 1 millimeter, and 1.5 millimeters. And my idea for today is if this 8 AIRO box of thermal pads can fix this GPU. So out of the box, Alphacool used 2 different thicknesses. On the side with the chip, we got 1 millimeter thermal pads, and on the opposite side, on the back panel, we got 3 millimeter pads. And I wanted to replace the bottom ones, or the ones on the chip, or next to the chip, with 0.5 millimeter ones, and the ones on top with 1.5 millimeter ones. So basically halving the thermal pad thickness. And plus, I do remember that these here are quite stiff, and they are full of dog hair at this point, because I just left it on the box, and yeah, get an Australian Shepherd, they said. And the reason I'm doing this, if you remember on the video, what I did to unfuck this fuckery here was to not use the included screws which go around the chip, but the original bracket that came with my GPU, with the original air cooler. And that's an approach, it solved the issue, but I don't really trust it. Like, I really want to use like the screws that are included. I don't know, I just don't trust this. So yeah, we are going to try thinner pads. Let's take this apart. Yeah, and here you can maybe see the point. They do make good imprints. It's not that they don't, but there is so much more left of the thermal pad, and I guess on the other side it's exactly the same thing. And maybe I will just put them here to save them in case this goes horribly wrong. And this bracket over here is the one that came originally with my GPU, which is the one we're going to remove now and hopefully never install again. Great. Oh, what I hate this part. I hate this part so fucking much. I don't like this part. Come on, they are all really crumbling. Okay, cleaning time. Okay, everything is clean. Now, let's redo this. So on this end, we are going to install the 0.5s. Now that's a hefty difference to the original ones. Very big difference, but yeah, if that's what it costs, yeah, this is going to take some time. And yeah, I know I could cut all of this off here, but it really doesn't matter at this point. There are no screws, no components, nothing, so that should be going just fine. Now these here are going to be a problem. Here I'm going to need to cut a bit off. This should do it. Whew! Now time to put the GPU back on there. And down it goes. And now instead of using the bracket that I just used, I'm going to just jam in the screws that came included with the Alphacool cooler. Now if I look from the side, I mean they are so thin, I really can't say if they make good contact. They are just too thin for that. Now let's just hope for the best. Let's just hope for the best. On the other side of this, we are going to use the 1.5mm thick Thermalpads. Oh my god, now imagine that the 0.5s on the bottom end don't make good contact, and I can take everything apart again and install the 1mm ones. It's like, oh. Which would be the original ones, just that these here are a bit more squishy. I should have just bought Thermalpad. Anyway, now these here, they go here, 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 and here. Let's get to work. Let's try this. They are not making contact whatsoever. Zero contact, absolutely zero. So in the back we need to use the 3mm ones. Damn it. Yeah, you see? They are not really making any contact whatsoever. No, okay. Having 1.5mm ones in the back doesn't do enough contact. So let's reinstall the 3mm ones, the original ones, and in the back roll with them. And this way I can also include this one, which is hella dirty. Sorry for that. I blame my dog. But yeah, let's just pretend like this is very, very clean. Okay, now let's try this out. And here we got my lovely little test system for today. Please do not compare these numbers that are going to come out of this one here with the one from the previous system. Different system, and probably also different monitor if I remember correctly. But it's not about that, it's just about will it thermal throttle hard or will it not? I'm just so hoping that it doesn't. Now imagine that this doesn't work now. I would have to take everything apart again, reinstall everything again with with different fucking thermal pads, with this bracket here. And I just don't want to do that. And I'm so hoping that this goes well, that I can just finish the video with the message, hey, Alphacool thermal pads are really, really bad, get different ones and then you're fine. And that's like the message I would be happy to end this video with today. Please be it, please get this message to me. Oh, I love these Alphacool connectors, they are freaking amazing. Okay, Alphacool Waterblock with replacement thermal pads on the chip side. Please lock in your bets. I think the real problem was the thermal pad thickness. I hope the real problem was the thermal pad. Please be the problem. Wow, 21 degrees. Wow, how cold is this room? Okay, the AC is blasting at 20 degrees, but still. That's like 1 degree C over ambient. That's... wow. But that does not mean that this will work fine once I press this GPU stress test button over here. Oh god. 42. It's hitting 400 watts, 450 watts. 42 degrees, that's right now, that's 20 above ambient. That's a lovely 20 above ambient. Problem solved, original screws. I didn't tinker with the screws. How far did we go last time? Yeah, I need to re-rush my own video now. I don't even remember what it was. The temps are significantly, or some of them are significantly better. Like the GPU temperature is down by like 13 degrees. Hotspot is 9 degrees up. Sorry, no, that was memory. Oh god, no, memory. Memory was 60, now is 60, it was 50. And hotspot temperature was 72, now it's 60. Was I pulling 450 watts? 490. And now I am pulling 450, but if you go down by 10 degrees or more than 10 degrees C, that it's possible that that would give you those 50 watts. The higher the temperature goes, the more watts you are burning essentially. And 10 degrees C is a big freaking difference. Like if you have air coolers on a CPU and you got a delta of 10 degrees, the CPU will burn a very different caliber of load. Just because of those 10 degrees. So this is actually possible. Okay, I found the issue. Thermal pads are too thick. We are done. This is great. So now with 8 euros thermal pads that I bought off Amazon, where I still got like 3/4 of them left, I significantly improved all of, but like significantly improved this. Oh my god, this at full blast we have now reached 50 degrees flat, and it looks like it's flatlining now. So yeah, and this is not even running at high speed, and the pump is garbage. So yeah, there you go. We can enhance this for the final build, where this is going to come into play in like a week or so. Yeah, okay. Mystery solved. Thermal pads that Alphacool includes on the chip side are way too thick and way too hard, and this is significantly better. Okay, mystery solved. I'm happy. Yeah, great. This is exactly the result I was hoping for. We have 20 degrees C in the room. The GPU is now sitting at 50.7 degrees C. The chip temperature. That's a delta of 30. We have 30 degrees C above ambient, while it's burning 450 watts. I am very happy. I will now turn off this pump because it annoys the hell out of me. And if the GPU isn't doing anything, I don't need the pump. Okay, so we have learned. The thermal pads from Alphacool are garbage, and honestly, if they can't include the right ones out of the box and they offer a replacement, which you need to know that you need it, which, well, I mean, somebody who does it for the first time doesn't know he needs it. Just get an 8 euro pack of this. I will show what I bought on Amazon, and that does a tremendous job. Now, a lot of people have told me to get thermal putty, but to be honest, I have looked into it. I have never worked with thermal putty. I didn't know what to buy, to be honest, and there was so much which was just mislabeled, where you had like actual thermal pads, which were called thermal putty, and I know that this is not what people meant. So I had a bit of a trouble to know what to buy. So if anybody has a thermal putty where he can say, yeah, this is an amazing stuff, just get me the name and I will try to get it here. And we can redo a bunch of stuff with thermal putty. But for now, thinner thermal pads, save this block, use the original screw. Here is the bracket that came with the GPU. My DIY solution is not on there anymore, which makes me happy because I didn't know if this was going to work long time, and this feels exactly as it should. The thing is in its original state, just with thinner thermal pads. Mystery solved. And for Alphacool, I don't blame them fully for the issue, because they are not in control of what a GPU manufacturer, or Zotac in this case, does. Like, Zotac could shift things around for a millimeter, not tell anybody about it. They do not need to tell anybody about it, and then Alphacool is sitting there and wondering why some of their customers are getting bad temperatures, and I get that it's frustrating, but I think they should then include thinner, like a lot thinner thermal pads, and tell people in the manual to install the thermal pads without putting any thermal paste on the GPU, put it together, screw it down once, take it apart. Is the imprint good? Then leave it as it is. If there is no imprint, put the thicker model thermal pads on it, and then just work their way up, and at the last step, then apply thermal paste on the chip, then put everything together, install the rest, and run it. That would be an easier approach. I know it's hard to explain in a manual to like step it up inch by inch, but that's the easy approach in my opinion compared to, yeah, what we had. So, okay, I'm going to end it here. Amazing. I'm very, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'm like, oh, I'm pumped. This is great. But okay, I hope this was somewhat of a learning experience for everybody. And if you want to continue watching, if you haven't seen the first video on this, go watch that. If not, then here we got another video. But I'm going to end it here, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.